Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome. Well, I didn't think this would be a thing I'd ever do, but it seemed to be a good demand for it, so I thought we might give it a go. Can everyone hear me? So we'll kick off at 10 past, so I thought I'd do a nice little introduction. I'm Chris Walker-Thompson. Formerly was Christopher Thompson, although legally I am still Christopher Thompson, so that hasn't really changed. As you may know, I am the Troughton guy, and I have been doing Patrick Troughton for pretty much 6 years. So, which is incredible, and I think I've come a long way since then, as a lot of great opportunities have come from the audio in which we are starting with today. So, what we're listening to all together, it's I think it's one of our very personal favourites. I think the audio is really good, and I'm never one to sort of sing my own praises. I usually think it's okay until it all comes back. So I don't tend to praise myself that much, but this audio, I've listened back to it for quite some time, and I just had great fun making it, and I still think it holds up as a really good story, and that's partly down to myself playing the role, of course, but most of it I would have to give credit to my co-writer, Benji Clifford, who sadly isn't here this evening, who sends his regards. This was about the time when because he and I co-wrote and he kindly edited. This story came from just a conversation. We realised that we had people coming over. We were all going down to his gaff and studio down in where we used to live in Bexhill, and we had everyone coming. We had Benji, not Benji's, of course, that's his own house. Billy Tracy, Livy. Sophie was there. Crystal D was there. It was the first time I met Crystal, and Dan Sherritt and so forth. Yes, Livy Douglas. I do apologise. It just went off my head. I've always known you as Livy. So we all came down and we thought this would be a good opportunity to do the second story, which we never got to do because I originally did Red Snow as a one-off drama, which was meant to be just for a bit of Christmas fun. And it was to just have ice warriors and whatnot, and it was just a real chance to see if I could do the second Doctor for a longer period. And to be honest, once the first episode went out, it got quite a good response from people, and then we did the second part, and we were like, because originally it was just going to end. The idea we had, for the sake of how this fits in continuity, was that the Doctor would fiddle with the TARDIS, and the TARDIS would accidentally take off, leaving Jamie and Victoria wherever he was. For those who have asked, it is actually set between Web of Fear and Fury of the Deep, because it's the only episode that doesn't lead directly into the next one. But the idea was they were meant to return at the end of that episode on Red Snow. But because of how well everything was going, we thought, well, let's do another one, and let's have Daleks. So with the opportunity of a full cast in the same place, which really is helpful. For those who do fan audios will know that getting people to record separately and then send it over doesn't have quite the same feel as being there acting with each other like Big Finish do. And it really does show when people are recording. So we had this great opportunity to do this story, and we came up with it over the course of 2 weeks, and then we made it. And it was one of the best weekends, best few days down there, and we had great fun making it. So there seems to be a bit of a delay on the stream here, so I'm going to catch up with questions, but the questions may actually come by the time I've answered. It's going to be a bit. I'm going to have to wait a bit. So let's see here. So hi everyone, we've got quite a few people. God blimey. Simon Hodges. Simon Hodges has been very kind and done all the artwork for us. He, again, is someone who, if you've not checked out the artwork or the booklet, which comes with the audios, he's done some wonderful bits of work, and I think he has some more he's going to share tonight. So, and as he's just shared right now on Twitter, if you're following, it's the hashtag Whole New War, and but there's a lovely bit of artwork he's just shared there. Also, we've also got some other little bits of nuggets to come out as well. So I'm looking forward to this. This is quite exciting. This is the audio that technically set me off, because when this audio came out, part 1 was viral within 24 hours. It was truly incredible, and it really blew my mind how people were sharing it and responded to Troughton. And listening back to it, I think my voice was a bit weaker, a bit younger, but I've had a lot of feedback since and developed on it, so, but you know, it holds up, I think. Right, so hello everyone, Patrick Sherwood, hello, Frank, hello, Ewan Wallace, Louis Butters. Favourite Second Doctor story? It's very, well, I generally thought at the time that it was, I was always fond of Tomb of the Cybermen. When Enemy of the World was found, I thoroughly enjoyed that. I think that's probably my favourite. Because, one, you've got Troughton times 2, and the story is just unlike any other Doctor Who story you'll ever see. And it's a very odd one to have in what I call the Season of Monsters, which I think is my favourite season of Doctor Who, is season 5. Dr. Tripod, who is John Carley, hello, my old friend. If one of your stories could be animated, which would you choose? I'd probably choose either this one or Patient Menace, which has Cybermen, which has the return of Cybermen. Don't think we'll do a live stream of that one, but just because I find this a bit too self-indulgent, so the idea of doing this has really put me on a sort of, I don't know, I don't like it. It's just strange. It's not like we're watching a whole episode of Doctor Who together, is it? You know, we're watching my own work back, which seems to be a bit egotistical, but here we are, and I will try not to let it go to my head too much. Mind Robbers, Ewan Wallace's favourite, that's great. Odyssey Audio. So what we're going to do, in the spirit of all watch-alongs, I'm going to stream, and if you want to, you can also download the audio from the links that are on Twitter and Facebook. And they will, and you just listen along with us. So we'll be starting off in a couple of minutes. So when it gets to 10 past, I'll start the stream. Feel free to listen here, or when did you start watching Doctor Who? I started watching Brie Thompson. I started watching Doctor Who when I was about 7 or 8. It was amazing. What was the idea for Freedom of the Daleks? Okay, I'm trying to speak very quickly just so I can get in the time here. Freedom of the Daleks, the idea I had was the idea of sort of, I wanted to do something that made a bridge between Evil of the Daleks, where the Daleks were completely wiped out. It was the final end. And then suddenly in John Pertwee's years, we had the Dalek Empire. So I had this idea that it was going to form from, the whole episode was designed to be a really tense drama where it was like they were on the precipice of the war kicking off. And the outcome is, and you're just on edge hoping that they can resolve this. And it's one of the instances I thought, I'd love to see what the second Doctor would be like if he was in a darker situation, which we're about to play now. Right, everyone, so it's coming up to 10 past. It might be a bit of a delay on your end because the stream works that way. So, everyone, thank you very much. I will be around afterwards to answer any more questions, but let's have a good laugh. Tweet Whole New War, hashtag Whole New War, and let's begin when this works. And almost there. I'll be tweeting along, and I won't be talking over the feed, don't worry. there we go. Enjoy.
It's time to get behind the sofa now as the Doctor faces his oldest and deadliest foes in Freedom of the Daleks.
Okay, increase the electropulse to 350. Excellent work. Oh, that's me. Continue with the operation. I've been summoned to the control room.
Dr. Bowman, thank you for coming so quickly.
Commander Carter.
How is the subject responding?
Everything would indicate that he is responding well to the treatment.
Very good. Unfortunately, our guest has presented us with a problem.
This is Demetus, leader of the Thal Republic and captain of Aladon Temesis. You are harboring a feared and dangerous war criminal. We ask that you release it to us within one solar cycle, or we will take him by force. It is within the interest of your own lives that you comply, or you may not live to regret it.
Well, Dr. Bowman, you know the patient? Is it a war criminal?
No, I don't think so. The creature is so badly mutated that it doesn't resemble anything I've ever seen before. It seems scared, terrified, not like the traits of a war criminal.
Agreed. In that case, we shall not surrender because an extraterrestrial threatens us. I am Commander Carter of the human settlement on the planet Novosis. We have listened to what you have had to say, and we must respectfully decline your demand. We are not a violent colony. We would prefer peaceful negotiation than threats, and we are equally not afraid to stand our ground when need be. May I remind you that we are ambassadors from Earth, and any invasion or attack will be an act of war. Message end.
He has come to save us.
Would someone tell me what is going on? It's very confusing.
My name is Demetus. I'm leader of the Thal Republic and captain of this battlecruiser. This is Geldra, my second in command. I'm sorry to drag you here like this, but it was a matter of great importance.
Thals, working with the Daleks? Forgive me, but I was always under the impression you were enemies.
We are not Daleks. We are human Daleks. We are allies of the Thals. We are to help them.
They speak the truth, Doctor. These Daleks were affected by the human factor many decades ago. They have certain qualities that the Daleks do not have. They can think independently, have ideas, opinions, emotions.
We feel pain, sadness, inspiration, joy, greed, love, pity, elation, happiness, grief.
All right, I get the point. You said you brought me here. Why?
Doctor, we need your help. We are in a very complex situation. Come, would you like to sit down?
I'd rather you get to the point.
The Dalek Emperor, Doctor.
He was destroyed on Skaro. I was there. I saw the battle. The final end.
The Emperor survived.
After the battle, the Emperor and the pure Daleks were overcome. Most were destroyed, but the Emperor managed to escape. Barely.
And the human Daleks? They were massacred too.
We acted as humans. We pretended to be dead and awaited the battle's conclusion.
Cowering Daleks. You know, if I ever retire, this would make an excellent subject for a novel. And what of the Emperor?
It was very badly wounded. It has barely functioned beyond the basic capacity. But a small group of pure Daleks managed to escape Skaro. Our race emerged to reclaim the planet, and I started this pursuit. It has taken 3 decades, but we have tracked them to this planet you see before you. The planet Novosis.
I see. But why do you need me? Just go down there and get him if you want him.
The planet is occupied by a human settlement, Doctor. It's our understanding that they're nursing the Emperor Dalek back to health.
They clearly don't know what they're dealing with.
Either way, they're not surrendering it to us and are threatening war if we attack.
Then don't attack. This doesn't explain why you need me.
We need your help, Doctor. You understand the human beings. It was told in the old legends on our planet.
I tell it to my son Taran before he sleeps. I tell him the story of the Doctor who brought human beings to our planet. They taught us to believe in ourselves, taught us to have hope. The Doctor led our people against the Daleks and helped us to be free.
And you've placed all your hopes on a fairy tale? A fictional character?
We all wanted to believe it was true. The blue box is a symbol of hope on our planet. We began scanning the neighboring systems for that box, and we found it. It was a miracle, Doctor. Don't you understand? This is your destiny. You have returned to save us all.
The Doctor has come to save us, the bringer of hope.
Stop it! Stop! If you're expecting me to get involved in this petty conflict, then you have another thing coming. I admit, I have a tendency to interfere in matters beyond my concern, but it's usually an accident. At least that's what I keep telling myself. The Daleks and the Thals have been at war before. This is nothing new. But I pledged after the last time I would not get embroiled anymore. I'm sorry. You're going to have to let me go, Demetus. I apologize.
I'm afraid we cannot let that happen, Doctor.
Guns. I should have known.
You understand this is far too important to us to let you go. You can work with us under your own will, or be forced to at gunpoint. I would suggest you take the first choice.
The first choice? From where I'm standing, it looks like I have no choice.
Geldra, would you explain to the Doctor his assignment?
At this stage, we've prepared 3 possible options. You must go to the colony and convince them to surrender the Emperor to us, or advise us in strategic assault.
And the third?
We do not want bloodshed, Doctor. Innocents should not be harmed unnecessarily.
They shouldn't be harmed, full stop. But I know what you're hinting at. And it's murder.
The Emperor must die for this war to end.
If you're right in telling me that the Emperor is vulnerable, this isn't an outcome of war. This is cold-blooded murder. And you cannot ask me to do it.
Then convince the humans to surrender him.
5 minutes.
Pardon?
I want 5 minutes to decide.
Very well, Doctor.
Now get out. Out of here! Now!
How is the Emperor?
He's conscious. He's showing good progress, but I cannot guarantee his power supply is going to last.
The Emperor must survive.
Yes, I understand. But I need to find a way of integrating a superior power supply. We don't have any such materials in the colony to do so.
Who is the intruder?
He's a friend. This is Reginald King. He's a very skilled physician. I've called him here myself.
Yes, he's right. I'm sorry if I startled you. I have the serum with me.
What is the serum?
Oh, yes. We're going to attempt to administer a medicating drug that may slow your Emperor's power consumption. Don't worry, it won't harm him. It will just buy us some more time.
The survival of the Emperor is imperative. I shall leave you now.
Thank you. You can trust us. We're doctors.
Dr. Bowman, forgive me, but I need to talk to you.
Yes?
Do you really think that this is all right? These creatures, they speak with authority. They question our actions. Something doesn't feel right.
They're afraid, Reg. They're afraid of him passing away. Wouldn't you be afraid if your mother or father was in hospital?
Well, yes, but...
Exactly. They came here in an emergency. It is with great honor that they bestow their trust and lives in our hands, in the hands of the human empire. A species far beyond our sciences is here for us to study. We should feel honored. You should feel honored. You're a skilled physician, Reginald. Don't forget that.
I really appreciate that, Dr. Bowman, but honestly, do you really believe them? Them up there, that they're war criminals, these Dalek things?
Do your job. Leave the opinions aside. This is a patient of ours. Use your talents, Reginald. Use your talents. Now I'm going to check up with the commander about those chaps up there. The subject is through that door. I would like you to administer the E343 injection of 400 milligrams. Oh, and Reg, don't fear him. He's a patient, and he needs our care.
Who is it?
My name is Reginald King. I'm one of the doctors here. I wish to inject you with some medication. Dr. Bowman asked me to.
Approach me.
It's a relaxant. It should calm your power usage enough for us to find a suitable replacement.
Do you fear me?
No, I'm not afraid. I'm just here to do my job.
Fear is a weakness. It manifests inside you. Do not let it dominate you. Rise above fear.
Yeah. Now this serum may cause some side effects, but it'll pass soon after. May I?
Approach me.
Right. Here we go.
You have poisoned the Emperor!
No, it's normal, please. Understand, it's a normal reaction.
You will be exterminated! Wait! The human is helping us. I am not in pain. You will stand down!
Yeah, I'll check up on you in good time.
Say I decide to choose none of them. I leave. Or worse, I let you kill me. Then what would you do? Bombard and murder civilians?
You cannot leave, Doctor. We have your craft trapped by a recall beam. Should you attempt to escape, it will simply return you here. And we would not want to kill you. You are extremely important.
Well, if you won't kill me, then why are you pointing a gun at me?
Please help us, Doctor. You're the only hope we have.
The Emperor is the enemy. He must be destroyed. If he is not destroyed, this war will never end.
Well?
If I help you, I will talk to them, diplomatically. No guns, no war, no shouting. Just talking. If I can convince them to give the Emperor up, then I will. If I fail, you accept that failure and leave. Nobody dies.
Failure isn't an option. I have spent so long hunting him, Doctor. The end is almost over. I will not let anything stand in the way of retribution for those that have fallen back on Skaro.
Then it seems I have no option but to convince them, doesn't it?
Geldra, take the Doctor to the shuttle. Instruct Varden to accompany him.
Who?
Varden is just going to be assisting you as protection to ensure your safety.
I'm quite safe on my own, thank you.
We insist, Doctor.
Okay, fine. Lead the way.
Bowman, the Thal ship is launching a shuttle towards us. They say they are sending a diplomat.
Do you think that's wise, Commander?
I've accepted. Anything to avoid conflict. I've always acknowledged that you're an excellent judge of character, Bowman. I'd willingly hear what they have to say when this diplomat arrives.
Yes, of course.
Varden, I take it. Tell me, what happened to you?
To me?
To all of you. The Thals were such a peace-loving race. They avoided conflict at every opportunity, but now it's guns, war, and violence.
You try and stay peaceful on a planet tainted with war, Doctor. To coexist with the Daleks is impossible. You'd do the same, wouldn't you? Stand your ground.
There's always an alternative to death, if both parties choose there to be so. It's just about being brave enough to use your mind instead of bullets.
Well, then perhaps we were a race of cowards, Doctor, but now we fight for what we believe to be good.
The Daleks believe their actions are good too. Their cause is just as justified to them as yours. I'm sorry. It's not your fault. I'm just shocked, that's all.
It was you and your friends that taught us to stand our ground in the first place. That sometimes you have to use your fists, sometimes you have to fight.
Me and my friends?
The stories of you coming to Skaro to fight the Daleks.
That was different. It was. I saw them.
It doesn't seem so different from now, does it?
Prepare to take off.
Understood. Hold tight, Doctor.
The shuttle has successfully docked. Send them through.
Was all that spraying really necessary? I've got soggy shoes now.
Sorry, standard decontamination procedure.
Right, well, I am the doctor, and I've come to negotiate with you, apparently.
I'm Commander Carter. This is Dr. Bowman.
A pleasure, Doctor.
Oh, and this is Varden. Don't mind him, he's my babysitter.
Doctor, please.
Right. Now, where is the Emperor Dalek?
He's in my care.
Dr. Bowman, do you know what you are dealing with? No, I didn't think you did. That creature in your care is the last remaining leader of an evil race known as the Daleks.
Yes, his companion has told me. But evil is based on perspective.
In this instance, it's fact.
What I have seen in my laboratory is a creature so afraid of death, Doctor. It wants to live. Your people up there want to kill it.
But you've not seen what they've done. Listen to me, both of you. The Daleks are evil, utterly evil. Fact. Races all over the universe fear them. And it's only the bare few surviving races that have lived to tell the others.
The Emperor is weak, scared. Those aren't the traits of a warmongerer. That's not an evil trait.
Sometimes the most awful acts are performed in a moment of fear.
These Daleks, they are well known across the universe. Others could back up this claim.
In the year 2164, the Daleks will or have already invaded your planet Earth. The entire population were enslaved. Those lucky enough to live were forced against their will to mine to the center of the planet so that Daleks could detonate the core and pilot the thing.
Now you're mad.
Well, perhaps it hasn't happened yet, but it is very, very real. I know the Daleks. I know them better than you, and I'm begging you to listen. That creature in there may be scared, he may be weak, but he is also dangerous, extremely dangerous.
And if we release him to you, what will you do with him?
He should be placed on trial for his crimes. I cannot determine where it will go after that. He could be detained or...
Or what? Executed? Please, Commander Carter, this is a life we are talking about.
Your lives are in danger right now. Up there is a man scarred by the devastation your patient has caused, and he will not hesitate in firing upon you. You're outgunned and outnumbered. Are you going to risk every colonist's life for those evil pepperpots?
He's right.
Who let you in?
I came here as soon as I heard the news. I agree with the diplomat, the doctor. They're evil. They were going to kill me in the medical facility.
Rubbish, can't you see? You're scared, Reginald. Just because they're different to you, that doesn't mean they plotted to kill you.
I saw it with my own eyes and heard it. They shouted...
Exterminate?
Yes.
Yes, that's the Daleks. It's always the Daleks. Exterminate. Exterminate, exterminate.
Please listen to him.
I'm not taking orders from whatever you call yourselves. Thals.
Commander, let me speak to the Emperor myself. You're good, honest people, I can see that. You won't condone murder, neither will I. But let me see if I can convince your patient to make up his own mind.
Very well.
But, Commander...
Pipe down, Bowman. Reginald, take the doctor and his friend to the laboratory.
Yeah, of course. This way, Doctor.
Ah, at least someone here has some common sense.
Go on in. I'll stand here. I can't go in there again.
I understand.
Who stands before the Emperor?
I'm sorry, matron. I thought visiting hours were open.
I recognize that voice.
I thought you would. Stand down, nurse. I'll feed him his grapes.
You have come to destroy me, Doctor.
No. I've come to talk to you.
Then say what you must say.
I've come here under the instruction of the Thal Republic. And the human Daleks.
Human Daleks? Impure specimens?
Yes, we've had this before. No, I'm here to talk about you.
Speak.
You're cornered. The Thals are caught up with you and are orbiting this planet. They have enough firepower to blast this colony into dust. It's over, Emperor. You've nowhere left to run.
Lies.
He speaks the truth.
Now, I know retreating isn't the Dalek way. I understand that. I really do. But right now, you have to make a choice. If you surrender yourself to them, you will stand trial and this war will end. If you don't, they will open fire and kill everyone here. One way or the other, they'll have you. The only difference is, it won't just be you. It'll be everyone on this planet. All the humans, their children. Do this last thing for them. Be remembered as the Dalek Emperor who did the honorable thing. For once.
Honor! The future of the Daleks is our only concern. We will never surrender. There is no honor in defeat.
And there is honor in accepting help from others and not returning the favor? You crawled to this planet, crippled, defeated, and powerless. You entrusted the help of the humans. They've nursed you back to health. They've used valuable resources on you, resources that they could be using for their own people, but they did it out of goodwill. Now do something for them. Surrender.
Daleks, do not silence! Silence! If I surrender, they will execute me.
Probably. But you'll be saving the lives of the colonists here and preventing a war. If they attack, and they will, then the humans will go to war. More will die if you live.
It shall end with me.
Thank you.
Doctor, Reginald, I think your time is up. We're receiving a transmission. Putting it through now.
Doctor, do we have your answer?
Yes, we do. The Emperor has agreed to surrender. There's no need for any conflict, Demetus.
I want proof. I want him to say it.
Very well. Go on, big fella. Tell them.
This is the Emperor Dalek.
And your decision, Emperor?
I do not surrender.
What?
To surrender to the Thals is an insult to everything the Daleks stand for. We are the supreme race. No human Daleks, no Thals will dare stand in our way. The Daleks will accept the death of all races before their own. Daleks are the masters of the universe. This war will end as it began, with extermination. Message ends.
What have you done?
Can the Doctor prevent a massacre in the concluding part of Freedom of the Daleks?
Doctor, do we have your answer?
Yes, we do. The Emperor has agreed to surrender. There's no need for any conflict, Demetus.
I want proof. I want him to say it.
Very well. Go on, big fella. Tell them.
This is the Emperor Dalek.
And your decision, Emperor?
I do not surrender.
What?
To surrender to the Thals is an insult to everything the Daleks stand for. We are the supreme race. No human Daleks, no Thals will dare stand in our way. The Daleks will accept the death of all races before their own. Daleks are the masters of the universe. This war will end as it began, with extermination. Message ends.
What have you done?
You had no intention of surrendering, did you?
Of course you didn't. How could I have been so foolish? Even at the end, you retained your course as a true Dalek towards extinction.
This is not the end.
Oh, yes, it is. Those Thals and the Daleks you rejected are coming to finish the job and destroy you. And you could let this colony go, could you? They're going to die. For what? Because you can't escape this. This isn't just the end of the Daleks. It's the start of a whole new war.
The legacy of the Daleks will live on in history through this war. and you are to thank for it.
Oh no, don't you turn this on me!
I know how the Thals think. If you could not negotiate, you would be ordered to exterminate me. But you are weak, Doctor. Your weakness and hesitation to do what is necessary has caused this war.
Doctor, the Thals are advancing. Carter's calling for you.
Your timer's up, Emperor.
Varden, put it down!
Exterminate!
Stop! No, on fire! Varden, what are you doing?
My mission.
So that's why they sent you with me. To kill it instead.
The war ends once I fire.
And I promise you won't get that opportunity. That Dalek there has a faster reaction than you. If you try it, you'll be dead before you've even managed to move a finger. Put it down. You don't need to do this.
Do as he says, man.
Please, Varden. Thank you.
Exterminate him.
No!
Another death at your hand, Doctor.
We were all dead the moment we made that transmission.
Don't believe now. Obey.
We obey. Come along, Reginald.
Secure the room. It is secured.
Ah, Doctor. Very good work on the negotiation. I commend you as a diplomat.
Don't blame him for Bowman's stupidity.
I beg your pardon, Reginald.
You took him in. You gave him life, and look how he repaid you. Just the way the doctor warned you about.
I'm a doctor. He was my patient. I'm not a murderer, you little...
Yeah, well, all of us are gonna die thanks to you.
Gentlemen, we have a crisis and we need concentration. Commander Carter, have you been able to re-establish contact with them?
They're jamming us, Doctor. I can't even detect where they are now. Where's this Emperor now?
Secured itself with its bodyguard in the laboratory.
Leaving us to fight? Absolutely brilliant.
Not necessarily.
Well, I can't see what more we can do.
I'm dreading what I'm considering. It shouldn't be an option. But it seems the only way.
Explain. I'm all ears, Doctor.
We kill the Emperor ourselves.
We don't stand a chance combating that Dalek and the principles you clearly mentioned about killing it.
I know. I wish there was another option.
There is.
Bowman, come back. No, Reg, I need you here.
But he's going back there.
That's not the problem right now. We need everyone we can to man the defense. Doctor, you know these Thals. You can advise us on their ship.
I'm not going to be a part of this slaughter.
You fired the starting pistol talking to that thing. You're already a part of it, Doctor. The question now is, are you going to stand with us or against us? They've opened fire. We've lost our shield.
Let me speak with them.
I've seen your negotiating skills already. Not a chance.
They're not Daleks. They're not like them. They can't be. Just let me try.
Even if I wanted to, I couldn't. They've knocked out almost all of our systems.
Their shuttle, it has a recall beam. Let me go back to them and I'll stop them. I promise.
I'll go too, Commander. Keep an eye on him.
Fine, but hurry. We don't have long.
Thank you, Commander.
Halt! Stay where you are!
It's me, Dr. Bowman. I'm here to help your Emperor.
Proceed.
Thank you. Now, is it true what they said? That you're a war criminal?
Does it concern you?
I need to know. I helped you, and this is your gratitude?
Daleks have no concept of gratitude.
So they were right. And I protected you from them.
You have served me.
Don't say that. I'm just as bad as you. I don't want to hand you over, as I thought it was murder, and you commissioned the murdering of this entire colony.
Continue your work. I must be prepared to escape.
Take me with you. I don't want to die here, please.
Human life is of no consequence.
But you're going to need me to survive, aren't you? I can help you live. Just please, help me.
Very well. You are more intelligent than the other humans.
I just want to be on the winning side. But I must administer another injection of the relaxant to give us time to prepare.
Proceed.
Demetus,
Yes, Skeldra.
the doctor has returned. He's in the shuttle.
And Varden?
Is this thing on? Demetus, can you hear me?
Doctor, where is Varden?
I'm afraid he's dead.
How?
It was your mistake. You shouldn't have sent him on such a suicidal task.
Varden was like a brother to me. Don't tell me you're here to defend those humans.
I beg your pardon. Reg, no, Demetus, listen. I need to talk to you face to face. For heaven's sake, man, this is the brink of war.
It could be worth listening to him, Demetus. The stories told us of how wise he was. We could learn a great deal from him.
That was when our race was oppressed, weak. We do not need the wisdom of an old man now.
The Doctor is our savior. He is required for us to succeed. Let him speak.
Well?
Geldra, bring them to the brig.
Yes, leader.
Thank you. Now please cease fire till we speak.
Well now, if there is another way, what are our chances?
There is only one option with 100% success probability.
May the souls of Skaro be with us now.
Ladies, gentlemen, what happens today will be difficult to accept. Right now, we stand on the brink of war. Our colony is near an inevitable destructive conclusion that will catapult more innocents into a battle that will rage across the stars. We shall be avenged. But if there is one thing we can change, it's our place in history. We would not be casualties as a footnote in the books they will write. We will be the brave men, women, and children that stood up against the overwhelming odds and would not back down willingly to the enemy. If we are to go down, we're going to take as many as we can with us. We are human beings and we are not weak. So stand with me and we shall be known in our race's history.
This ship is remarkable. I knew Earth Central were working along advanced cruisers, but this is beyond any of the plans I've ever seen.
Don't get too comfortable.
Have you got a plan?
Yes, and I don't want our friend to suspect it, so shh.
You may enter.
You know, you sound awfully more Dalek than I remember.
Isn't that a Dalek?
Sort of. I applied the human factor into his elements. But that was a long time ago. Things do evolve and change, don't they?
If you would please enter, Doctor.
Of course, yes. Demetus, this bombardment has to stop. There are children in that colony. Is their sacrifice worth it for one Dalek Emperor?
Children have died, Doctor. My own perished because of the Daleks. I watched those creatures slaughter thousands, millions. More will if I do not finish what they have started.
And do you think this violence will end the war? You'll be attacking human innocents. They will retaliate. You'll be starting a whole new war.
We have already begun attacking their perimeter. This war has already begun.
I know the Earth. I can convince them that this was a misunderstanding, but only if you agree to cease fire.
If your own kind were victims of war, would you negotiate with their murderers?
If that day ever comes, I'll do what's right.
And so will I, Doctor. Seize him.
Let go of me!
Demetus, what are you doing?
I agree to ceasefire until our conversation. Prepare to fire all proton missiles.
No!
You there, Daleks! You're human, aren't you? You surely cannot condone this massacre.
The Emperor must be destroyed. is no other option. We must save the universe so we can live on.
You're not human at all. And you lot, the Thals. You become the very thing you fought against. You're just the same as the Daleks.
Geldra, take them to the observation chamber. There, Doctor. You will witness the final end.
Demetus! Stop this! This is madness!
You can't do this. My friends are down there.
Move!
We are closer to victory. We will be able to live in harmony. Peace at last.
We'll see about that. Now fire!
The attack has begun. We must leave now.
Almost ready. I've installed a capacitor that should give you reserve power until we're somewhere sufficient.
Excellent. Let us embark. What is happening? What is happening? I cannot move. What have you done to the Emperor?
I didn't inject him with a relaxant. It was a stimulant. You've used up more of your remaining power supply. And that isn't a capacitor. It's a feedback loop.
You have betrayed me.
No. I betrayed this colony. I betrayed Earth. I should have let you die.
You will save the Emperor.
Oh no. I've learned from my mistake. If he dies, then this will stop. Carter, do you read me? It's Bowman. Tellman.
Exterminate! Remove the device. I have failed you, Emperor. No, I shall live on in history.
Locate the Emperor.
The Emperor has been located. We must disembark.
Right. Bring us down. Arm yourselves. There may be survivors. Geldra,
Innocent people died, Demetus.
war will always have casualties. The end is near. Stay with the prisoners. We shall finish this.
So many families were down there. We came out to the stars to reach out and join new races. We wanted to belong in the universe, but this... I can't explain what's happened. Nothing justifies it in my head, and we can't stop it. Oh, and you've said nothing since we've been in here. You said you could negotiate with them, that they weren't like the Daleks. You know what, you're useless. They called you a wise old man, and yet you taught them to fight. You must be so proud of what you told them. What was your plan, by the way? Talking to them? Well, say something, for goodness sake.
What could I possibly say to you, Reg? Do you think that I wanted any of this? I taught a race to stand up to its oppressors. How was I to know that it would start a snowball effect and grow into something else? This is why I despise my traveling about willy-nilly. I get involved in things, and look how it turns out. Would you rather I became a murderer? I'd be no better than them in there. The Thals, Daleks, it's all the same. Fear drives you to doing terrible things. Fear of death, fear of difference, and fear of losing who you are.
I'm sorry.
No, don't be. I hate this far more than you do. And to show how much, I was prepared to destroy this ship.
You weren't here to negotiate.
I assumed it would fail, so I came up with a backup plan. Unfortunately, I won't get that opportunity now.
You were willing to sacrifice your own life to save us.
I feared exactly what is happening now. Like I said, fear drives you to do anything.
We're landing.
The bombardment finished a little while ago. I guess they're prepared to disembark.
And finish off who is left.
Ready, everyone? Remember, for Earth! And fire! You shan't take us without a fight, Demetus.
We shall see. Advance. Destroy them.
What the? Earth will respond to this.
So will the Daleks. Exterminate! You are the impure Daleks. You will be exterminated.
Dalek Emperor, I am Demetus, leader of the Thal Republic and captain of the Aladon Temesis. By the souls of Skaro, I condemn you to death. The war ends.
And what of the impure Daleks?
They shall fulfill destiny and exterminate you.
Do you consider yourselves one of them? You are Daleks, yet you take orders from a Thal.
That is enough. Daleks, exterminate him. End this war.
You cannot trust this Thal. He is using you. You are Daleks. You will obey me. We will not obey.
At last. Now then, to deal with you two.
We assisted you.
Your usefulness has expired. Did you really think we could live in harmony with you? You are Daleks. Geldra, get the ship ready for takeoff. Geldra? Geldra? What are you doing? What's that flashing on you?
A signal!
A signal for what? Geldra, come in. Geldra, someone speak to me. Answer me.
Can you hear that?
Screams?
Someone's coming.
You've got to get out of here!
What's happening?
The Dalek is turning us! It's killing everyone up there!
Well, come on, Doctor. We've got to go.
No. I'm staying here.
They're dying up there!
And so did all the humans here. Why should I care for your casualties now, You've brought this on yourselves. You have no sympathy for me.
Doctor, please! I've not agreed with any of this!
Sitting by and doing nothing about it makes you just as bad.
Isn't that what you're doing right now? Every life is important, isn't it? Otherwise you're no better than the Daleks.
Please help, Doctor.
Very well. Come on.
Report. What have you done?
Their usefulness has expired. We tried to conform to your human emotions, but we were still considered Daleks. We help you to work towards a new future based on peace, but you were willing to betray us. We are not human. We will never be human. But we have learned from humanity. We have learned of betrayal, anger, fear, conflict. And now the Emperor is dead. We are the only living Daleks in existence. But we are not Daleks. We are better than Daleks. If we cannot
cannot let you do this.
You should have listened to the doctor. Now a new war begins. The humans will respond and they will be exterminated. Starting with you, Demetrius. The Thals have been exterminated. Set the craft to self-destruct and recall. We will await the humans sent from Earth. I obey.
The Dalek. It's leaving.
I don't like the look of this.
It's activated the self-destruct sequence.
Can you deactivate it?
I think so.
How long have we got?
15 rels.
That's hardly moments.
Hurry up!
I'm trying!
Oh, well done. Well done.
Now we have to get to Demetrius.
I think it's too late for that. Look at the screens.
They're all dead. All of them.
Humans and Thals. It's massacre.
Horrible. Absolutely horrible. Galdra, there is nothing we can do here. We need to take off immediately. The Daleks will come for us when they realize this ship didn't explode. Can you fly this thing?
I'm not that familiar with these controls.
Is there anything I can do?
Do you know how to pilot?
I understand the theory. And like I said, the ship isn't too different from those Earth Central are devising.
Well, hurry, man. The Daleks will be on to us soon.
Right. Geldra, check the fuel lines.
Surrender yourself to us.
Spoken like a true Dalek at last.
They will meet extermination.
I really thought you could change, you know. The human factor I installed should have helped you. I can see that it's worse than that. You're very much like the humans, the Thals and so forth. Gripped by fear.
We do not fear.
Yes, you do. And instead of becoming less of a Dalek, that fear has driven you to become something else.
We are the first of a new Dalek Empire.
As I thought. But know this. I've made the mistake of trusting you, believing you had changed. But I won't make that again. If we should meet again, which we probably will, I'll be standing in your way, and I will stop you. Now it's your turn to fear me.
You will be
I hate saying goodbyes. Are we ready?
Ready.
Ready.
Hold on tight.
Right. Now the console is ready again. Time to move on.
Doctor, your ship should be free of the recall beam now. Oh my word.
Yes, it's impressive, isn't it?
I've not seen a ship like it.
And I doubt you ever will again. Are you on course?
Yes, we're on our way to Earth. Hopefully we should intercept them before they reach Novosis.
You won't in time. Unfortunately, I've seen where this goes. I just didn't think that I would be a part of it.
But then it's war.
The Dalek War. Yes. I haven't seen enough into your future to know if it will end. But that doesn't mean it won't. I've done enough here. That ending will be down to you two.
I'll have to return to Skaro and inform them.
The Daleks have taken the blame for this war. If they hadn't, the Thals would not have been safe. So when you return, promise me one thing. Be the leader that helps your race recover. The past won't be forgotten. It will haunt you. But it shouldn't consume your future. Show them that there is another way.
I will, Doctor. Thank you. I wish the circumstances were different.
You and I both. Goodbye, you two. Please learn from today. I think we've all learned important lessons.
We shall. Goodbye, Doctor.
Goodbye, Reginald. And good luck, both of you. Right, old thing. Jamie and Victoria are waiting. Somewhere.
Well, that's odd. I didn't touch anything.
And to take it, whatever you are, that you want me outside. Well, say something. I want to get back to my friends. Unless you're the reason I'm unable to get back to them. Very well, then. Here it goes. Well, I demand to speak to someone. I don't like the look of this. No, open these doors! It's my ship, you can't lock me out of it like that! That's it. I've had enough. I've had a terrible day, and I want to get back to my friends. I demand you speak with me now!
You will stay now, Doctor.
You've been listening to Freedom of the Daleks, Part 2. The Doctor was played by Christopher Thompson. Reginald King was played by Thomas Rhys-Kay. Demetus was played by Daniel Sherratt. Gelger was played by Crystal D. Commander Carter was played by Olivia Douglas. Dr. Bowman was played by Billy Tracy. Varden was played by Sam Dimitrovic. The Daleks and the Emperor Dalek was played by Benji Clifford. Freedom of the Daleks was written by Benji Clifford and Christopher Thompson. Sound design and music by Benji Clifford. Doctor Who is property of the BBC. No infringement intended. Thank you for listening to Time Tunnel Media.
Well, how about that, eh? Ooh. There we go. Well, that was quite fun. I quite really enjoyed that. I hope you all enjoyed it. It was great fun to make. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to take them for the next 15 minutes. There is a bit of a delay, so by the time you post the answers, I'll give it a moment and then I'll start giving the answers, just so that we don't have any awkward silence. No, I really quite enjoyed that. I tried tweeting along. If you were following on Twitter, great. I kept getting distracted by the drama of it, even though I know exactly every bit of it and what happens. It's been great. It's been nice to see to exchange with Livy and Dan again, and Billy. And also Benji's lovely little fact there that, yes, straight after this came out, he did send off the audio to Big Finish and say, is there any, this is the editing I've done. And they gave him an audition, and the rest is history. The man is a sound design genius, and this audio wouldn't have been made without him, particularly because it was one in his house, and also it was, we wrote it. So thank you very much, Benji. And I, then launched a lot of things for myself as well. In a weird way, this audio really launched both of us. So thank you very much. Right, we've got a few questions now. So can I have another one? Well, I don't know. Does anyone want me to play another one? I'm not going to do it now, but another time. We do have some other audios, maybe the Salamander one or the Cyberman one. Probably the Salamander one. Salamander one's quite fun. I did quite notice how the voices seems to have suddenly developed since that time. In fact, do you know, after this, Nick Briggs actually he tweeted me, but he couldn't fit it all in the tweet, so he sounded quite rude and abrasive. So he then emailed me. He must have got my email from the many emails I send in to Big Finish at the time, saying please hire me. And gave me some advice on the sort of received pronunciation, which and other things. So I do also. So thank you very much, Nick, for that. Really, did really help the performance. Right, I'll take some questions from here. So, anything about the teaser in the end? So the next story. So this was episode 2 of the 5 that we call the Missing Adventures. The first one was Red Snow. This one was Freedom for the Daleks. The next one was Her House. Which we did as it's a one-part story. It's only 22 minutes, something like that. So it's just a standard single story, and it's set in a sort of haunted house, and it was quite fun. It was with Joel Hunter playing Clarence. It's very unnerving, and we put it out for Halloween, which was fun to do. And there's some good speeches in that one. So, but you can download them. They are on the website. I'll post a link up. On here, on Twitter and Facebook. If you follow me on Facebook, it's Doctor Who: The Missing Adventures, or just follow me on Twitter at Chris Walker T. And I'm also on Facebook as Chris Walker Thompson as well. But yes, so I'll post that link there. But all the audios are available to download. You can also get them on iTunes as a podcast, and so forth. But we've got other ones. If anyone wants me to do another one, sure. But we'll see. Right, what's the next question? What inspired you to make these adventures? The first one was just made as a spur of the moment thing. I didn't think it was going to work. It was a voice I was sort of doing by myself, and I wasn't particularly sure it was going to work. I did do a little sort of 11th Doctor meets the second Doctor audio, which I think exists somewhere on a hard drive somewhere. But I basically I had a go at that, and I thought, it's not too bad. And then decided to do a little Christmas story, and done so. But then the Christmas story got quite a good response after that first part of it. So we, rather than wrap it up in the second part that we were going to, we expanded it to write Freedom of the Daleks, and then we just went on to do more of them. Unfortunately, because Benji did go on obviously got, the rest is history, he got his job with Big Finish and has been doing editing for a lot of things since. I didn't continue because I didn't want to continue without him. It wasn't until a couple of years later that sort of the inspiration came to, do you know what, there were 2 stories that we never got to finish, and then we decided to make those 2 stories. So the Patient Menace and Enemy of the Universe were the last 2. They take a lot of effort to make, but they were fun, and I find that each one improves on the previous in some way. Red Snow was a bit of an editing nightmare, but Freedom was a huge success in editing. Her House was a bit more of a step up in the voicing, and I'd practiced following sort of the received pronunciation thing, so I worked on it from there. By Patient Menace, someone criticised it because they said it sounded really good as a drama, but it didn't sound like the 1960s audio, so I don't know what they were expecting, creaky studios or whatnot. But the Patient Menace was very much the 1967 like story. So we did that. An Enemy of the Universe was just a chance to play, and it was always the plan to play two Patrick Troughton's dual roles. Because Salamander is a much more difficult but a very funny guy to play. Anyway, moving on. Were the Daleks done during the live performance? So I can't remember. I think either Benji or me sort of said them, but in the worst way. But no, Benji recorded all the Daleks separately with the modulation. So we didn't actually hear them back until much later. And we're given chills. I think Benji actually did play the recorder, or at least found a way of artificially creating it. What else have we got there? Is there another Troughton story you would like to have done a sequel to? I don't know really if it would be a sequel, but I'd love to have done something with the Master. I would have loved to have had, at the time, if I had known, and I know a friend now who does a Reginald, a Roger Delgado, a Roger Delgado voice, and I thought that it would have been great if I knew that at the time, and we could have done a nice little Master story with the Second Doctor. But I believe Big Finish have beaten us to that, so never mind. One of my views on Brexit, I'm not going to get into. Thank you, Pete. Salamander. Now, somebody told me about Salamander. He sounds like a waiter. You know, he's the type of person. A table for two? Come on, sit down. Oh, a table for two right here, right by the window. It's sort of things like that. He's more of a waiter than a dictator, but no, it's good fun. It was nice to do two roles for that one. Why did the Daleks in the story sound like Nick Briggs? I don't know. I think Nick Briggs sounds like Daleks, and Benji did Daleks, so don't know. What have you got coming up in future? With a winky face. Well, I'm always open if there's any project. I'm sure the Second Doctor stuff isn't going to go away. I kind of felt, because to be fair, it was 6 years ago, so I was 23 at the time. So a 23 doing the voice of a 40-year-old is, it was never going to really stick. However, if I was to, but I've always thought that the older I get, so I'm going to be 30 come January, in my 30s, and I'm doing, it will probably sound a bit more, older, as he does, because he isn't, because back in the time, I was just doing sort of things like that. Now, you add a sort of age to him. There's a lot more nuances I've worked on since. What we got? If you could, would you make any of the Never Made 2 stories? I think that, haven't Big Finish done them? I can't remember. I'm sure Big Finish had done a load of those. I think the idea we had was we were going to do stories that Big Finish wouldn't touch on, because out of respect for them, didn't want to cross onto their territory. Because they've got Fraser Hines doing the things, and I have nothing against Fraser Hines. I would, because someone did ask me before though, it's really awkward, because I remember on Twitter before, if Fraser was involved in the Twitter conversation with me, or in just small exchange, someone would then said he just commented both of us and said he should do your job, and it's just not really respectful. And I know Fraser loves doing them, so I'm not going to. I would rather not do it than piss off Fraser Hines. I don't want him to stop just because I got given the job. I think that'd be a really horrible way to do it. I'd love to work with him. I'd like to get to speak to him and say, well, is there anything about the performance that I could do better? Was there other little isms that only he would know, from working with him that, would benefit? And then work on a performance with it. I'd love to see it as like a sort of a joint venture. But never mind. sorry, I didn't answer the question. What have we got coming up in future? So, aside from Second Doctor stuff, as you've quite enjoyed the Second Doctor audios, and they have given me a sort of a good leg up in the fandom and so on, I'm working on a series for the Ninth Doctor. I don't know if I can share the image. I shall certainly try to. But there... Okay. Don't know what that message was. I'm working with Peter Walsh, who does a fantastic Christopher Eccleston impression, a fantastic Ninth Doctor voice, so close to the man himself. And I want to do, in the same sort of vein, some Ninth Doctor audios, but not ones that set, but they're all set before Rose, obviously, but straight after Day of the Doctor. So straight after the Time War, this is a Doctor that is different. He doesn't want anything. He sort of can't bear to look at his own reflection because he thinks of what he's done, and I think it'd be a really good set of stories, and we've got 3 planned. We're only going to do a limited number, so 3 solid stories, and we're going to work on getting the first. We were going to wait until the we were going to wait until the isolation ended, but I don't think it has ended. So or will for a bit. So we're making headway to get it done. So you shouldn't be too long before you hear more about our Ninth Doctor stories. Can you do Mr. Bean reciting the corners of the universe? Not right now. There are some corners of the universe. Anyway, that'll do. I'm not going to do any more. Any other questions relating to freedom or anything like that? I will before I have to go. Oh, yes. I'm just tweeting now. There is a bonus clip of Telesnap reconstruction of the end scene, which is using Simon Hodges' artwork. Now, Simon, I need to give the biggest of shout-outs to because he has been the biggest supporter of the audios. In fact, he was one of the inspiration that got me to finish off the series completely with Patient Menace and Enemy of the Universe. His artwork is incredible, and it just brought a new lease of life to these audios. And all the artwork he's done, as has been shared on Twitter this evening, he's done various things such as the sort of what it would look like if it was a novelization, what it would look like if it was a tape cassette, and various different things. He's just a talented man, and I'm really grateful for his support throughout all of this and getting this underway. And in fact, do you know what? He shared some of this artwork he did today purely just to give bring some new things. So he's incredible, hardworking, and just a genius. Especially with all the little products of What Ifs. In fact, I do actually have, and I did get it made, a cassette which has Freedom of the Dalek on it, just so it fits in with the Evil for Daleks one. Let me find this. So there is an image that he did share today, which I thought was absolute genius, and it was a Target novel version. I won't lie, I am tempted to adapt it to a free downloadable Target novel. I might actually do that as a prose project. Anyway, I'm going to call it a day, but thank you very much, everyone, for your support this evening. And I've had a great time revisiting this audio, and I'm glad, and I hope you've enjoyed yourself as well. And yeah, we'll have a good evening. Don't know. Do we do another one of these? I don't know. I don't know if I feel that will just feed an ego that I don't really want to be fed. but we shall see. Anyway, but before I go, I will say if you are about tomorrow, we do have a great little release happening, which is at 5 o'clock British Summer Time tomorrow, and that is Doctors Assemble. It's a great little project. It's a wonderful, wonderful cast to be a part of, with not only have I got all my good friends Peter Walsh, Elliot Crossley and Jonathan Carley in there, I've also got Angus, surname is double-barreled and I completely forget it. Do apologise. Wink Taylor and John Colshaw, of course, Jacob Dubman and David Bradley. Wow. Anyway, that's out tomorrow, so hope you tune in for that. I'm looking forward to hearing it. I've not heard it since I recorded it. So have a good evening, everyone. Thank you very much again, and I've rambled long enough. Thank you to Livy, Dan, Billy, Crystal, Tom, Dimmy, and Benji. I don't know why I've forgot Benji. I think I've given him too much shout out this evening. And of course Simon, and all of you for tuning in. And yeah, have a good evening. I hope everyone stays safe. Take care.